A comet significantly more brilliant than Hale-Bopp and Neowise is headed toward us. When this new comet arrives at its nearest point to the Sun, it will then head in a different direction and come toward us. Its brilliance will dwarf that of the brightest stars, and even Venus and Jupiter, which are usually among the most splendid heavenly bodies visible from Earth, will be dominated by the wonder of this comet. For a long time, astronomers in Africa were stunned when they first discovered a new comet on February 22, 2023. The newly discovered visitor from far beyond the boundaries of our solar system was so striking and brilliant that it quickly became clear that this comet would deliver a once-in-a-century show. The discoverers, who use the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, or ATLAS for short, in South Africa, scanned the sky looking for extremely unusual objects. Facilities like ATLAS operate around the clock to warn us of asteroids and comets. These celestial bodies can unfold spectacular scenes but can also be dangerous to us. Fortunately, the new visitor, which only flies toward the Sun about once every 80,000 years, was quickly classified as harmless. Facilities like the ATLAS system not only scan the sky but also calculate the predicted flight paths of all newly discovered celestial bodies at lightning speed. This calculation quickly showed that the new comet had taken a course that would bring it close to the Sun and far enough away from us. Not long after, the discovery was officially announced. Chinese researchers also came forward, having observed the comet as well. The double discovery was made with the Zwicky Transient Facility, ZTF, and the comet was subsequently given the necessary double name, ZTF Atlas. The full name of this once-in-a-century comet is even longer. It is formally designated as C/2023A3, ZTF Atlas. The C stands for a non-periodic comet. 2023 marks the year of discovery, and A3 indicates the order of the discoveries in January of that year. With ZTF Atlas, the term non-periodic means that it will likely only come near Earth once. After that, it will either never return, or it will take so long that such a vast time frame will pass that we can't even be sure humans will still exist when it returns. What maneuvers comets toward the Sun? Who would have thought that a comet could melt like that? Imagine that the Sun actually has the power to dissolve a huge comet into just water and gas in no time. If a comet comes too close to the Sun, that is exactly what happens. The Sun's heat can vaporize even a kilometer-wide comet. However, this scene rarely occurs. Comets usually approach the Sun, lose some mass with each flyby, and can thus orbit for thousands of years. Comets originate from the Oort cloud, a collection of rocky and icy fragments lying far beyond the boundaries of our solar system. Scientists are investigating the conditions that cause individual comets to break away from this crowd of countless frozen objects and then head directly toward the Sun. It is thought that complex gravitational interactions drive the comets out of the Oort cloud. Imagine the Oort cloud as a perfectly organized arrangement of countless individual objects. None of the more than 100,000 fragments, ranging from small rocks to massive comets, is there without a purpose. The objects are attracted and bound by forces, only a fraction of which we can see so far. Electromagnetic forces act between all objects in the solar system, whether planet, star, comet, or asteroid. All participate in the game of gravity, the mysterious force that holds the entire universe together and determines the interaction between celestial bodies. Yet, it remains a mystery to this day exactly what mechanisms cause individual comets to be drawn suddenly to a star like the Sun. Compared to the immense size of a star, a comet is tiny, a mere morsel. So, what causes these cosmic crumbs to break away from the distant assembly of objects and fly toward the Sun? We don't know. Even our best scientists can't explain why this happens. What we do know, however, is how comets behave on their grand flights into the interior of the solar system. The closer they get to the Sun, the more spectacular their appearance becomes. Since ancient times, comets have been viewed as great messengers on Earth, bringing people fortune or announcing great events. The comet now approaching Earth will have such an extraordinary appearance that scientists are already mentioning it in the same breath as great names like Hale-Bopp and Neowise. Witness the most amazing comet light show live. Who among you still remembers Hale-Bopp, the incredible comet visible with the naked eye for weeks in 1997? Hale-Bopp was a once-in-a-century comet with a pronounced tail and a spectacular light display that was, nonetheless, bright enough to be seen with the naked eye at dusk. Will ZTF Atlas also give us such a sight? We hope so. Hale-Bopp is now in the distant past. It's time for us to experience another super comet. ZTF Atlas is expected to reach its nearest point to the Sun, the so-called perihelion, on September 27, 2024. However, perihelion is not when we can see the comet best. The actual celestial display will only begin in October 2024, when it comes closer to Earth. Initial calculations show that ZTF Atlas will match or even exceed the brightness of Neowise, the comet that captivated humanity in 2020. During perihelion on September 27, 2024, the comet will pass the Sun at Mercury's orbit. When it then rushes toward us at around 70 kilometers per second, the comet will become progressively brighter due to its proximity to the Sun. The comet will release more and more dust, ice, and gases, which give the icy fragment its impressive color, brilliance, and majestic tail. The comet's brightness is further enhanced by an effect astronomers call forward scattering. This effect occurs when the comet is illuminated from behind by the Sun. As ZTF Atlas turns its back on the Sun and heads toward Earth, the Sun's rays will hit the tail of the comet. The dust and ice crystals will reflect the light and scatter it toward the spectators, that is, toward us. Scientists expect ZTF Atlas to reach a brightness of around 0.7 magnitude. For comparison, Hale-Bopp reached a magnitude of -1.0, and Neowise reached a magnitude of 0.5. So, we can expect a grand sight that will likely thrill us throughout October. ZTF Atlas may appear in radiant green, white, or even yellowish tones. The color of the comet is determined by the composition of the released gases and dust particles. For example, if cyanide or carbon is present in the gas, the comet may glow in green tones, while yellowish or white hues are created by dust and reflected sunlight. The specific composition and interaction with solar radiation ultimately determine the colors we see in the night sky. This visitor could cause us serious issues. Experts estimate ZTF Atlas to be a relatively small comet, about 1 kilometer in diameter. Although this comet is relatively small, it could bring us on Earth a lot of trouble if it were to come on a collision course with us. A comet of this size could devastate half of a continent and plunge the Earth into a global climate catastrophe. The thought that this fragment is hurtling toward us at an unimaginable 70 kilometers per second can make you feel a bit queasy. However, we're lucky. Scientists are reasonably sure that ZTF Atlas will not collide with Earth. If this comet were on a collision course, ZTF Atlas would have the potential to wipe out a city the size of New York or Beijing. Comets are mostly frozen water and some dust, but as projectiles entering Earth's atmosphere at incredible speeds, comets are as dangerous as asteroids, which are made of solid rock and metals. Comet impacts on Earth are rare but devastating. The most famous impact in Earth's history happened about 66 million years ago and is thought to have caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. The Chicxulub impact, which is visible today as an impact crater on the shore of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, is interpreted by many scientists as a comet impact. The impact released an incredible amount of energy, triggered global fires, and led to a dramatic temperature drop, wiping out much of life on Earth. Comet or asteroid impacts have also occurred more recently. The Tunguska event in 1908 is an example of a celestial body, likely a comet, exploding in Earth's atmosphere and destroying over 2,000 square kilometers of forest in Siberia. The explosion was so powerful that it released an estimated 15 megatons of energy, which is equivalent to about 1,000 Hiroshima bombs. Fortunately, this incident occurred in an uninhabited area, but the destructive force shows how dangerous an impact in populated areas could be. Another notable occasion is the Chelyabinsk meteor in 2013, which didn't raise a ruckus around town. However, it detonated in the Russian city of Chelyabinsk. The shockwave broke windows and harmed around 1,500 individuals. This event showed that even considerably smaller celestial bodies that hit the Earth at high velocity can cause significant damage. Comet impacts are rare, but the potential outcomes are devastating. Researchers all over the world are consequently working to identify celestial bodies, such as comets and asteroids, early on and to calculate their orbits to prevent potential collisions. Research has shown that comets and asteroids are direct remnants from when the solar system was just emerging. When our solar system was still a shining ball of hot gas, rock particles formed around it, which we now call asteroids. At the same time, ice and water formations emerged, which we now know as comets. Many researchers, therefore, believe that comets are the actual carriers of water in our solar system. It's possible that life on Earth also arrived with them. It's an intriguing idea that the water that forms our planet today and is also present in our bodies is more than 4 billion years old and dates back to the origins of the solar system. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this journey into the mysteries of the universe. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more amazing updates.